Franny, Jim Benton, Franny K. Stein, mad scientist, Franny, frantastic voyage. Also, 17 contents. Chapter 1. Franny's house. The Stein family lived in the pretty pink house with a lovely purple shutter down at the end of Daffodil Street. Everything about the house was bright and cheery. Everything that is except the upstairs bedroom with the tiny round windows. Behind this window was a Franny's room, which was also her laboratory. Even for a mad scientist, Franny's lab was unusual. Her experiments and inventions were far beyond those of your average, everyday mad scientist. In fact, Franny's work was so complicated that she found she could not do it alone. She had a lab assistant named Igor. Well, he wasn't a poor lab. He was also part poodle, part chihuahua, part beagle, part spaniel, part shepherd, and possibly part some kind of Weasley who think that probably wasn't even a dog. Franny had been through a lot with Igor, and he had learned a great deal about mad science working with Franny in her laboratory. But Igor was still awfully young, and Franny was still nervous about letting him work on any of the more dangerous projects. Chapter 2. Franny loses face. Franny remembered the time that she was working on a device that would make bite-sized jelly donuts with the pressed over button, but Igor got the dimensions wrong, and she wound up filled the entire school with jelly. Then there was that time Franny was trying to create a beautiful new kind of striped flower by adding the DNA from a tiger to an ordinary house plant. But Igor read the plan wrong, and the two of them were nearly eaten by a bouquet. And she could never forget when she invented the automatic face scrubber. Igor changed one of the settings, and it pulled Franny's face right off. Luckily, Franny was pretty good at emergency emergency surgery and managed to get her face reattached without too much trouble. Eager could be a real pest sometimes, and Franny's upcoming project was going to be so dangerous that she just could not risk Eager messing things up. Drink, do not drink snake formula. Franny knew that there were people who handled pests every day. Pests like scorpions, termites, and the very worst of all, her brother. Chapter 3. Mom knows pest. Franny could sneak a rabid warthog into the house without anybody hearing it. She could raise a family of electric eels in the toilet without ever getting shocked. She could even make a cloned T-Rex ride a unicycle. But she could not handle her brother Freddie. Franny noticed that Freddie never really bothered her mom. She could cook and read and change the oil in the car, and Freddie never seemed to be in her way. Franny just knew that if she tried to do any of those things, both Freddie and Eager would bug her like crazy. Franny wondered what sort of brilliant methods her mom was using to restrain Freddie. Perhaps she suspended him over a tank of Redading penguin, or encases him in a block of ice. This would also control the odor. She might be using mummification or pickling, or maybe she hid Aunt Edna's glasses and tells her that Freddie in small ugly chair. But Franny's mom had used an even simpler, more effective, and more diabolical restraining device than Franny could ever have imagined. With just the press of a button, this gadget kept Freddie totally out of her way while she worked. Chapter 4. Tube Head. Franny's mom pressed the button on the remote control and the television came on. Freddie stopped in mid-step and slumped down on the floor in front of it. fascinated. Freddy was just transfixed by the screen. It's like he's hypnotized, she said. She waved her hand in front of his face and he did nothing. Franny left too and came back with a few things from her lap. She waved a black widow spider, a vampire bat, and a cobra in front of his face, and still he did nothing but stared at the TV. Franny began to grin. This may be what I need, she said. And after looking through a book about electronics, she assembled a TV and the remote control for her dog. Franny set up new television in front of Igor. I knew that there's nothing you like better than helping me with my work. Igor, she said softly, but give this a look and see if you might be willing to watch it once in a while when I need to work alone. Franny pressed the button on the remote control and the TV came on. Igor slumped down on the floor and stared at it. She waved tarantulas, bones, and even small monster she had recently made in front of Igor, and all he did was stare at the screen. Perfect! And Franny, this is perfect! Chapter 5. Doggy see, doggy do. Okay, maybe it wasn't exactly perfect. The TV kept Igor occupied, but it seemed to have another strange effect on him. If he saw a commercial for bubble gum, he'd start chewing some right away. If he saw a show about boats, he'd pretend to be a sailor. If he saw a movie about a king, he'd start behaving like one. He wanted all the things he saw on TV, even if he had no idea why he would ever want them. Once he saw a commercial for soda 15 times in the same day, and he drank so much that his burps kept Franny and everything else in the lab awake all night. Franny knew that the TV was the real problem, but it kept Igor out of the way, so she decided to just make no burping rule and let him keep watching it. At least she should let him watch it until she completed the Doomsday device. Chapter 6. Happy Doomsday to you. Over the last year or so, Franny had begun to realize that the things in her lab could terrible things if they ever fell into the wrong hands. She worried about some evil secret government department stealing her permanent wave machine and threatening everybody on Earth with incredibly dumb-looking hairdos. Or what if a coral alien life form got a hold of her design for the Piranha could overrun the world in no time. And she imagined that an evil mad scientist could discover her plans for remote control underpants. With this technology, he could give the entire world a gigantic mass wedge. So, in order to protect humanity from these and countless other creations, she completed her work on the Doomsday device. Even though it was not much bigger than a gumball, it was probably the single most powerful explosive ever created. If it even looked like her technology was about to fall into the wrong hands, Franny could have set the timer on the device and blow up her lab, protecting the world from all of her inventions. What would be left of the world anyway? Chapter 7. That's a little tough to swallow.